Okay, a mate of mine on the internet produced this little PCB. Also this amazingly colourful, has to be colour laser paper. It's a little converter to make a good old-fashioned Arduino Uno into using the Atmega 328PB chip, which offers a few more bells and whistles. Unfortunately, Ralph, there he is, designed the board, has unfortunately had to go in for emergency eye surgery yet again. Ralph, I hope you get better soon. Take care, mate. But what he did was have, I don't know, 10 or so of these boards made by some outfit in China. There's 2 or 3 of them, I forget which one he uses. And it basically is used to convert a regular 328P Arduino board, Uno, into a PB. Now, I mean, he's done a wonderful job here. I mean, this paper, I don't know what density this paper is, but it's good quality and obviously designed for a color laser. Two-sided, thankfully, Ralph. Gives instructions on what to do and how to do it. Yeah, but sorry, Ralph, I'm not quite sure what lots of flosses. Proofread. Sorry, mate, just pointing it out. And S is not so far away from X on the keyboard. Well, on the UK QWERTY keyboard, anyhow. So he sent me, because he makes, you know, he has this outfit in China, make a bunch of boards for him. And then, very cheap, and I think he gets, what, 10 of them made? And here it is. You can basically see at the end there's a little 328PB, which I had to order from Radio Spares, or I guess they don't call themselves Radio Spares anymore, but RS Components. And needless to say, it's a tiny, tiny board and a tiny, tiny chip. And then you've got the headers that would plug into a regular Arduino, as long as you have, as he points out on this picture here, let me try and get this focus better, there we go, as long as you have this type of Arduino with a big old dual inline chip, and not one of these newer clone surface mounts, because that's not going to happen. So anyhow, I'm in the point of actually trying to attach this SMC. I don't know if I can get much closer without it going out of focus. I'm sorry about the gurgling, that's my tummy. Don't imagine why, I've just had an excellent dinner. Well, there it is. And this wonderful little device, it's a, well, I don't really have to tell you what it is, do I really? It's a digital microscope. Now, I bought one weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago from Banggood. It arrived after 6 weeks of waiting with a broken screen. And Let me get it for you to check it out, just so that you know what I'm talking about. Look, this is the incredibly flimsy little stupid cardboard box that this came in. I think it cost me 35 quid or 34 and change. And right at the very top of this flimsy cardboard box, which is not even 2-ply, it's 1-ply cardboard, they put one little flimsy bit of foam on top of the liquid crystal display. And if you take the whole thing out, which I'm going to try and do here, look, looks really cool. It's got the camera with the LEDs in the bottom, and it's got the focus thingy here, and it's got the display here, and it's probably still got battery power if I can figure out which one's the power on. Yep, there you go. And Banggood said, well, can you send us video because we don't believe it's broken? No shit. How broken do you want it to be? This is a broken display. So anyhow, see if I can turn this thing off. There we go. So it's absolutely worst and most stupid piece of packaging I've ever come across in my life. I mean, who in their right mind would put a liquid crystal display on top of a packaging with a 1/4 inch of foam and an absolutely flimsy cardboard box on top? So needless to say, I feel sure everyone they shipped probably arrived broken. I mean, look at the state of the thing. It's just a bunch of crap. So anyhow, after get in there, after numerous phone calls, not phone calls, emails, to Banggoods, obviously dealing with their well, actually not our language problems. So what took 6 weeks to actually get here from ordering. Once it arrived, it was broken. So I took videos and photographs and complained. And they sent me another email saying, could you send us video and photographs? And I said, I just did in the last one. And they said, can you do it again because we can't find them, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Anything to drag it out forever and a day, which they always do. Not quite as bad as what they call focus price or focal price, something like that. Needless to say, that went on for about another 6 weeks. So I'm now 12 weeks into it, and I've paid 35 quid and got nothing but a broken piece of useless crap. And eventually I got a message from them saying, yeah, well, we don't have any more of them. What would you like us to do? Please reply, or we will not continue with this complaint. Which sounds like a really, really nasty way of get out of jail free. If you don't answer back, you're screwed. Needless to say, I read it and I answered back saying, just give me a damn refund. And they sent me an email back 4 days later saying, would you like us to send you a refund? If you don't reply, we will not continue with this. God. So I sent a reply saying, just send me a refund, which I got yesterday. Now that's been about 3.5, 4 months. Pathetic. Absolutely goddamn pathetic. Bang Goods couldn't organise a bloody piss-up in a brewery when things go wrong. When things work well, no problem. Everything's hunky-dory, perfect. But when they go wrong, don't hold your breath. Anyhow, sorry, I got on my bandwagon there a bit. So let's get back to this little guy. See, I got this wonderful, since then I bought a new one, of course. And by the way, this new one I bought was local, as in shipped from the UK. It had 1,000 magnification compared to 800 or 600, whatever the other one was. And it was 15 quid cheaper, cost me 20 quid and free shipping. Though, the whole thing's a bit, if you look at the screen, it's all a wee bit flimsy, but just don't, once you get it set up, don't touch it. So I've been trying to tack, I should say, these couple of these pins. Now, personally, the way I do it is I put on underneath the SMC, the surface mount chip, a itty bitty tiny bit of blue tack that allows me to move it sort of sludgy like, if you know what I mean. So I can line it up without going crazy. And now this particular one has obviously a PC camera interface, which is currently on my PC here. And as you can see, well, it's probably quite difficult to realize, but this particular one I've soldered already. Here's the tab from the chip. Here's the pad from the board. So obviously I haven't done any of these, but this one I have done, and I haven't splashed solder anywhere. This one I have done, and this one I have done, and that's purely coincidental because I got solder across the two and had to clear them off a bit. So now what I'm going to do is change, where's it gone? Here we are. Change the bit on my iron for this guy. Now this is wide. If I put it down here, you'll see it's almost the width of the whole chip. But what I intend to do, I've already smothered this thing in flux. I'll probably add some more. And then I'll put a little bitty bit of solder on here. And then drag it across all those leads. Then do the same. Oh, come on, pinkies, work. Do the same on this side and this side. And if all goes well, this little guy, can I focus in? Maybe a bit more light. This little guy will be nicely attached. Now I'm still waiting on these two. Can I get it to focus? There we go. These two 10 nanofarad capacitors that need to go on the back. They're ordered, but they'll take a while, no doubt. And of course I had to order 50 of the bloody things. And then I'll put the header in and plug it into the Uno and see if the little puppy works. But let me put my hand back on it. There we go, look. Very, very small. So that's it. Let me put that back under there so we can see what's going on. You can actually read part names. I mean, these little electronic microscopes, or as they call it, digital microscope. I mean, all it is a basic camera. In here, there's about half a dozen little LEDs that you can control from the side here. Look, and make it brighter or off or whatever. And the camera and a really, really flimsy focus. Not that great because the whole thing is structurally not particularly solid. You know, you can do this and it wibbly wobblies all over the place. But somewhere on here it should say that this is a, well, I hope it does. It says it's a 328, but I don't see a PB. Now, if it's not a 328 PB, I've just wasted an awful lot of time and effort. Because if it's just a 328P, that's the same board that I've got on it already. Chip, I mean. Okay, let me get my package of parts that came from Radio Spares. Difficult to do with one hand, especially as the parts are so tiny. Let me hold that down. Okay. Can we see what these are? I know they're static sensitive, but let's just stick one in my hand and see if we can see. Put some more light on it. Atmel 328 PB. Thank goodness for that. So I wonder why the one I've got over here, this one, doesn't actually say 328 PB. Let me put it under the magnifying glass. Well, I guess it does. Look, you can just sort of let me tune this focusing a bit. No, maybe just the light level. Let me tweak the light down a bit. Of course, it just could be a con. So maybe some manufacturer somewhere has taken a 328 PB or 328P rather, and just added a P on the end, a B rather, I'm sorry. I'm not really sure now. Let me put a real one under here. These are all the same package that came in. Let me stick this one under, see what happens. No, because it's a little higher, I've got to tweak. Oh, focus.